And so, the roughneck who cheated death running the edge in Night City cheated death once again, and the Republic of Texas was forever changed. With the destruction of the nation-ending meteor, Texas was spared from devastation. For this, the President of Texas had a monument erected in their honor. The monument featured the likeness of the roughneck, Battery, Saber, Xiao Yu, and Red posing heroically in front of TASA headquarters. Kevin, the drug-huffing roughneck who was a general in the Red Chrome Legion, was omitted from the monument due to the political controversy that it would bring. The roughneck had his choice of any oil rig in Texas to start his drilling company, but despite there being better, more advanced alternatives, he petitioned the Republic of Texas to buy out Murphy's drilling company, the company the roughneck originally worked for. The nation then sold the company to the roughneck for a six-pack of Roughneck Smash, thus making him the company's new owner, and the rig he originally broke out on was finally his own. His first decree as owner was simple: no more drug tests.
As a part of the deal the roughneck made with the president, his criminal records, along with his sons, Sue Berge, have been wiped clean. No longer worried about being a wanted criminal, Sue returned to Texas to be reunited with his mother. He took up an upper-level executive position at Petrochem. Sue worked as a company man, overseeing oil drilling operations all across North America. After a worker cracked a particularly mean joke about his name, Sue knocked him out flat, and nobody dared joke about it again, just as his father intended.
Returning to the Earth, something troubled Red. After seeing the planet from the depths of space, the boardroom and corporate politics felt like they were missing something to the Fox exotic. Weeks turned into months of ennui, until an idea struck. After giving her assets to her younger brother to ensure his family would be happy and cared for, Red bought a ticket to the High Rider colony on the lunar surface, where she spent the rest of her days in joy and fulfillment.
Following the destruction of the meteor, Saber came back to Texas to find themselves hailed as a hero to a people they couldn't care less for. However indifferent to the events, Saber will be remembered in the margins of Texas history books for decades to come. Once on Earth, Saber continued down the path they've been on their entire life, returning to mercenary work in Night City and chasing an understanding of the universe machine back here on Earth.
Xiao's triumph against the meteor, in the employ of the roughneck in Texas, gave her the hope and strength she needed to finally seek out her parents. Contacted by Davis, she struck out with Kailua and Leshy. Her efforts freed her father, saved from a doomed helicopter with the last parachute on board. Xiao's story, on the other hand, ended much more tragically. Managing to find her mother, both her and Xiao were gunned down by tiger claws. Holding on to each other, embracing one last time, bullets tore through them, bringing an end to Xiao's final story, reunited with her parents.
The legend of the roughneck would be something Battery remembers clearer than the mission towards the asteroid, as he'd get addicted to the roughneck's personal batch of black lace and synth coke. Battery would forever microdose on both to keep his cool for the rest of his life. He'd try to keep friendly relations with the president of Texas, gathering a few more connections in high places. Cayman International would eventually open a branch of operations in Houston, helping the Roughneck's rig with barely legal free labor.
With the Roughneck moved out of his spare room, Daebong was left without a tech to work on his gadgets. All that was left behind were the 2 biosystems filled with the minds of captured dynamite stick lieutenants, a couple cans of Roughneck Smash, and leftover barbecue. The room the Roughneck stayed in remained empty, so that another tech may one day fill the beta frame-sized void that had been left behind. Though they were too polite to admit it, this void brought peace to most of the monastery's residents.
Crime continued to remain a constant in Night City, and the Night City Police Department continued to barely keep it under control. However, as a silver lining, unbeknownst to anyone in the NCPD, the Roughnecks' departure from the city has led to a 15% reduction in reported catalytic converter theft. The NCPD took full credit for this statistical anomaly in a puff piece released by Night Corp.
The Los Perros Locos cartel continued to go about their murderous business, and business was always booming. Being the controversial man he was, the Roughneck's name occasionally appeared in hit requests. However, since he had fought alongside Captain Ahab in the fight against the Leviathan, these requests to get rid of the Roughneck would be ignored.
Along with having his own independent oil drilling company and everything that comes with it, the Roughneck also sold the rights for the recipe of Roughneck Smash to the Cirrus Cola Corporation. Cirrus Cola released this flavor exclusively in the Republic of Texas, where it went on to be quite popular. The Piranhas gang of Night City, who were the actual inventors of the formula, weren't made aware of this until months later. But when they were, Corpse Reviver swore to get back at the Roughneck if he ever dared step foot in Night City again.
And so, the Roughneck's road came to an end, for now. In the dark future of the West Texas oil fields, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died, just as they always have. Because roughnecks never change.